What's up, Simonics, and welcome to the very special launch stream of Ionic Blocks. I hope I'm already live. I actually can't see my video. I don't know why I have this. Yeah, I think I'm live. Woohoo! Hallöle aus Stuggi. Hello, Andreas. Greetings to Stuttgart. 70 people already in the stream. That's so nice. Because I think last time we had about 30-ish active participants. So if you're already part, let's first of all grab a nice cup of coffee and relax a bit. We're gonna have an interesting hour today ahead. So let's start with an easy coffee and say a little hi to the chat. So Simonics, 23 people say hey in the chat, so I know where we are all from. Namaste from India. See. Okay. Where is the South American fraction? I think last time we had a lot of people from South America. And also, I think we certainly need a better description here, because today we're talking about something very special. Hey, I don't know, is it Davide or is it David with a typo from Ireland? I don't know. Hi Chris to the UK, hi from India, Dashan, hey Ashish, hey Ray, Australia, wow, what's it now in Australia? It must be like midnight in Australia? Hi India View, I'm fine, thanks. Hello William Juan, a very special person here in this chat today. Hey Kamlesh, greetings to Delhi. Stefan, Germany. Actually, when I look at my analytics on, I don't know, YouTube or Instagram, there are actually many people from Germany following me. I don't know. It's funny because I don't know why exactly. Well, maybe it's because I am from Germany, but at the same time, I receive a lot of messages saying, like they're contacting me in English, and then they say, you're from Germany? I didn't know that. So people kind of don't really know that I'm from Germany, but I have a big following here in Germany. So anyway, greetings, Roberto, Samuel from Nigeria, Flying Web Solution, Davide. Okay, it's Italian. It's in David. No, we stay with Davide. What do you say in Italy? Pronto? Ciao ragazzi. Okay, greetings Longchi to Virginia, to Malta, to Turkey, to Sweden. Oh, so many people in here today. I want to announce something special. We already got the record, 39 people watching. Hope we can get to 50 this time. Like, that would be pretty cool, 40. If we can grow this all the time. Chuck, yeah, greetings to Tampa. Love seeing Chuck in here. What's in Tampa? Early morning, I think. 6, must be something like 6, yeah, 9 a.m. 9 a.m.-ish. Oh, man. Okay. So what I want to share with you today is very special, and I really, really hope that my Stream Deck works. It would be amazing. First of all, let me try this. Super excited. Yeah, that at least works. So that's great. So let's try if the transition works as well. Oh, it works. This is so great. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm gonna be the biggest streamer on earth. No, but for real, I've just released Ionic Blocks today. You might have seen this either in the last stream or in the 100 treats I sent out over the last 6 months that I've been working on this, or you've been on the email list. I'm gonna put this right into the chat so you can check it out. I'm gonna put a flame in front of it so everyone knows this is where you need to go. So go check it out. Ionic Blocks released today. It's a concept that's similar to Tailwind UI. So what you'll find in Ionic Blocks is basically a library of this page snippets with everything included. So You got the whole HTML in here, and you got the whole CSS in here for different pages like this. So this is just one example, of course. And right now we already have close to 20 sales since, I don't know, when I opened this, like 2 hours ago, I sent the email out. So the early bird seats are going away pretty quickly. It's going to be interesting to see at the end of the stream where we are. So right now we're at 81 of our 100 seats left, and live stream, I'm pretty sure we can get this to at least 50. Well, if you contact your friends, we can get this to 50. But anyway, I also want to show you what it's inside. So if you just go to components, you're going to see the library. So this is currently the library of categories. We got stuff for account, login, registration, reset password, settings, site menu, app introduction, item list, tab bar, dashboard details, legal pages, calendar, social feed, and filtering. And if you still missed something, I got a roadmap with things on my list already, and you can also submit your own ideas in case there's like a specific template that you would like to see. Now, let me get one thing clear up front. This is not about code snippets. So it's called Ionic Blocks, not Ionic Snippets. I do own Ionic Snippets as well, and I might do something about Ionic Snippets in the future. But right now, this is just about blocks, about UI components that you can easily put into your Ionic application. If you check out these examples, you're actually going to see all the examples just like they are. So for example, here, the account, you can switch to the Android preview. And to unlock the code, of course, you just need to get access. You can browse the library if you want to. So just go to the components page and check out the different categories here. Or I can also give you a little sneak peek behind the scenes. Well, because I, of course, got an account for my own tool. So in here, I can now do something, whatever I want. And I just want to give you an example of how fast this actually works. So let me put this to the side. What is this? An Ionic application. And for that Ionic application, are we actually listening to music? We're not listening to music. Oh, I forgot about that. I am so sorry. So I was so excited. I was so super excited that I completely forgot to turn on the music and have this dramatic entrance. No. But anyhow, let's just pick one from these. This dark one looks cool. I'm just gonna copy this over. I'm just gonna hit the copy button and put it in here. So for reference, right now my page looks like this. So nothing really special in the page, but if I change it to the according HTML and also grab the according CSS and put it in here and hit save, my page immediately looks like this. So I don't know how long it would take you to create a design like this for an account page. Maybe 30 minutes if you're pretty fast, maybe 45 an hour. But then you still got all the other pages, like you need a settings page, you need a login page, you probably need a reset password page, and all these use cases are covered with Ionic Blocks. So I made sure that all of these things are included because these pages are pretty boring to create in the first place. So that should really be like just a block for this that you can put into your app that looks good. Yes, Ionic components usually already look good out of the box, but there's just there's just a difference between this page and having everything centered and having the right focus and probably even an image slot on that page and just using a card and the header and the list and whatnot. So if you want to check it out, ionicblocks.com. I don't know, I can check right now. I can actually check it here as well. So we've been at 81. Come on, we can get this definitely down during the stream. I'm going to check this later again. So right now we got a total of 50 plus templates, I think. And the templates are so far for Angular. In the very first alpha version, I actually had a switch. So I could switch between React and Vue and Angular. But then I dropped this support for the MVP for a simple reason. Number one, the Ionic community is 80% Angular developers at this point, and I wanted to get out an MVP very, very quickly. So that's why I made sure that I've got great templates for Angular in place in the first release. Now, if the demand for React templates or for Vue versions of this is high enough, then I will definitely create those as well right here in Ionic Blocks. It's not going to be a big deal actually, but still, I just had to draw the line somewhere to get this project finished. On top of that, yes, these templates are mostly optimized for a mobile UI. So if you're looking for responsive templates, that's also on the list. Actually, I think it's on the roadmap, isn't it? Yeah, general optimizations. Then I want to have a few more form designs. Also, e-commerce templates is very high on my list. React and Vue support is currently the future, so unless those get upvoted pretty heavily. And I guess responsive templates, can we see this? Actually, let's try another click here. Yeah, it's great, I can't even see my preview. Oh, that's the side cam, cool, huh? You like that? No, what I want to show you is down here, we also got website templates and responsive templates on our future roadmap. So they are on the list as well for an upcoming release. Yeah, Chuck, would take me days to create these templates as well. In fact, it took days to put all of this together, but I had a great support from William. Thanks again, William. It has been a pleasure so far, and I think there will be more epic templates in the future. So if you want to check it out, Ionic Blocks, we're going to circle back to the page later. For now, I'm going to somehow bring myself back with that view and also take a nice sip of coffee. By the way, let me quickly check in, and let's do this because I'm so happy that this works again. Let's give a round of applause for all the people. How many people are actually here? 49. Ooh, I didn't check it. We're close to 50. Almost the new high score. That's great. I love it. I love it. I love these streams. This is actually the second stream in a row, which means we're now on a streak. Like, we can't end this. Thursday afternoon, it's our time. Even Chuck can make it at that time. And if Chuck from Tampa can make it Thursday, 3 p.m. German time, then everyone on Earth can. So, greetings to Silvio in Argentina and to Marcel from the Münsterland. Actually, earlier today, if there are more people from the Münsterland, there was a meetup online. I wanted to join that meetup because the meetup was actually about Ionic, so I would really love. I wanted to check this out and see what people are saying about Ionic, and probably if they happen to know me. But I had some preparations for the Ionic Blocks release. Chris, can you give a rough outline for a roadmap phase releases? No, I actually haven't thought about this, but usually when I made up my mind, so if I notice that, like, yeah, let's say we have the launch now and I observe what's going on until Sunday or something weekend, and then responsive templates has way ahead in terms of upvotes, then I think responsive templates will be the next thing to implement. Otherwise, initially, the e-commerce templates were on my list because I think for e-commerce there's a lot we can add here as well in terms of product lists, cards, checkout pages, and in general other forms. But usually all these things, like, we talk about a few weeks probably. We're pretty fast when we work on this. So if I decide that next thing is React or next thing is Vue, and I say I'm going to make it happen, then it's most likely just taking us like 2 weeks probably. So no, we don't have any fixed releases planned, but certainly after this release it will continue. Greetings to Bill from Texas. Nice. I think you've been here before, and I think I've seen your picture. Sometimes if you have a decent profile avatar picture, I tend to remember you users and people here. Do you think Ionic will Do you think Ionic will leave using WebView? Where do I start? No. And Ionic is not really. Ionic is the UI. Capacitor is making use of the WebView. We always need to distinguish between these two things. Ionic is pretty much just an UI framework with a bit of utilities and additional cool things. So No, I don't think Ionic will leave web views, because that's the whole approach. Like, we want to build web applications and then we port them to mobile applications. And no matter which framework we're using, JavaScript, Angular, React, doesn't matter. Greetings to Dennis from Kenya, and also to India. Namaste once again. What's the Ionic Conf bill? Yeah, the Ionic of nice. We got 50 people. Quick snapshot, just so I can put this to my Hall of Fame. Yeah, 50 people in a live stream. Wow, that's so amazing. Okay, so we had 50 minutes of shameless marketing talk. Let's talk about something else. If people are interested in the tech stack behind this, actually, I think someone asked about this. What framework and language did you use for the website creation? Yeah, good thing you asked, Muhammad. So the website is actually built with Angular because, yeah, that's still what I know best. Or at the time creating it, it was created using Angular. So not Ionic, just Angular with Tailwind. On top of that, there is a server in the background. I initially thought I don't need this, but actually I need this because I don't want to ship the templates with the front end. So they're protected behind an SJAS API using JWT authentication. The API is hosted on, okay, I don't get paid for any kind of reference, and I just noticed we need to switch back here. So I think, what's it called? Isn't it Render.io? Oh, damn. I thought it was Render.io. Yeah, it was kind of hard. I forget where I host this stuff, and then when something goes wrong, I don't find my server again. Isn't it? It was, it's, okay, sorry about that. It's render.com. So in the past, I always used Heroku. And then I learned that Heroku is actually not that cool anymore. So I switched over to Render, which is, well, pretty much the same. But it's the Disrupt Startup Battlefield winner, so that sounds kind of nice to me. It works pretty much the same, but it's more secure and works great. But I'm only using this for the Nest.js API. Then I'm also using MongoDB Cloud. What's it called? MongoDB Cloud something? Atlas? I think Atlas. Yeah, MongoDB Cloud for the database. And for the front end, I just host it on Netlify. I usually switch between Netlify and Vercel. I still haven't figured out which I like more. But Netlify is pretty cool. Vercel is pretty cool. Both of them are great to host your static side. You just connect your repository, and every push, your application will be built. You connect it to your domain, and it's really as easy as that. You don't even need to purchase an SSL. Everything is free. It's just like Firebase hosting. And on Netlify, I also have a few cloud functions deployed from my project, I think, which make... so probably we're going to see this at some point when this is sold out. Then this will show a form instead, which it did like in the last weeks. And that form goes to my email list on ConvertKit, and I don't want to expose my private keys in the front-end application. So instead, to get people on my email list, I'm making an API call to ConvertKit, which is my email provider. But I'm making this through a cloud function. So the keys to ConvertKit are just stored in Netlify in a safe environment and not in my front end. Okay, that's everything for the tech stack, I think. Let me quickly check. Blind Ray from Australia, Simon and Simon podcast. Yeah, the Simon and Simon podcast. Should I put in this as well? You should check it out. All the Code podcast on your favorite podcasting network. We're really getting a lot of good feedback lately about the All the Code podcast. People really like, Chuck just told me he was driving and listening to all episodes. We talk about just, well, interesting things related to software development, but also kind of a bit behind the scenes, because Simon and I are both like tech influencer a bit. I'm running the academy. Simon has a big Instagram account and is doing sponsored content. So we really try to show what's possible as a developer, not just like having a job, but at the same time also doing something else. But of course, also every week a tech episode. So next tomorrow we'll have an episode about the Stack Overflow survey that went out, I think, a few days ago, and the results. We're talking about that. We talked about Next.js, about different frameworks. Like, there's really a lot in it. So probably at this point I should show you the website as well. This is Simon's website. It's allthecode.co. And you can just go to /podcast. And then you should be fine with that as well. So right now we get quite a few downloads for our episodes already. And if you want to support this, just subscribe on, I don't know, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, RSS Podcasts, Amazon, Overcast, wherever you want to. It's really, we enjoy the conversation, and I hope you do as well. Okay, hey from Luxembourg, welcome, love from Kerala, India. Waiting for more Ionic Angular. Definitely there will be more Ionic Angular for sure. Please upload crash course on Angular. I don't have a crash course on Angular, that's true. I only have an Ionic crash course. Hello from Venezuela. Do you speak Spanish or Portuguese in Venezuela? I don't want to make anything wrong. Hey, honey. Hello from Palestine. See you from Colombia. Hey. Okay, we went off topic. I wanted just to show you quickly the tech stack, but I also wanted to show you that Angular 14 is actually released. There's a great post by Emma Tversky. I think she was also part of the Ionic Conf. Describing pretty much all the cool new things about Angular 14. First of all, no worries. Like, if you're on anything 11, 12, 13, it's not that of a major change. Like with all the recent Angular versions, the update was pretty smooth. And as well, I just noticed today, so I set up this Ionic project, and it actually already uses Angular 14. But we can't use all the functionalities from Angular 14 yet with Ionic. You speak Spanish, Rafael. That's great. Hola, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Simon. Encantado. I still need to learn a bit more Spanish, so I maybe said this. I understand a lot of words, but I can't really talk a lot in Spanish. Anyway, what is pretty cool with Angular 14, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm going to zoom into this a bit. Just going to doing a bit of text stuff in here. Now I'm covering this, so let's put it right here. That's maybe better. Yeah, that's great. Angular standalone components. This will be pretty big in the future. So right now this is just something you can try out. So it's in developer preview. I can mark this. Then I need to log in. No, thanks. And with standalone components, it becomes pretty easy to create your own components. You don't need to create a module. The only thing you need right here in the add component decorator is standalone true. And then you can put the imports right in here. I found this quite interesting. It makes writing components a lot easier and authoring packages probably in the future. Yeah, exactly, Ali. This is not supported with Ionic right now. So you can use Angular 14 with Ionic, but this part is not yet working. In fact, there is a GitHub feature open from Sean Perkins. Describe the use case, yada yada yada. Some commercial 8 days ago. Yeah. Requires something required. This would be an opt-in feature and only required until Ionic 8. Ionic 8 sounds really crazy, which would drop support for Angular 13. Like, we're now at Ionic, what? 6? Oh, we're at Ionic 6 actually already. But having Ionic 7 or 8 out probably at some point sounds really strange. But yeah, actually I think, did we see a major Ionic release this year or was it last year? I think it was last year, end of last year. Usually it's end of the year, so I guess we will see a major Ionic release then in something like October, November-ish, something like that. Do we have anyone from the Ionic team in the chat here? No, I think you're all sleeping. Mike hasn't joined yet, or I haven't looked at the Twitch chat. Oh no, I might have missed this. So if people are joining from Twitch, I'm very sorry. I completely forgot to look at that chat. I looked at the YouTube. Yeah. Oh no. Hello Miloto from Albania. I hope you didn't leave. It's crazy. On Twitch, like 2 people watching on Twitch. And at the same time, we got 56 already, 59 on YouTube. That's crazy. Anyway. Okay, but standalone components, definitely something I'm looking forward to, as it will make a lot of things easier. Please post a link to the article. Yes, I'm sorry. Angular 14 article. Let's put something in front of it. Something like this. And then, did you know, I don't know if this works during live streams as well, but you can now also donate on YouTube. I think I've never done this, but I already received a few tips on some videos. So if you did that in the past, I'm very grateful that you did so. Now let me quickly check and we'll get back to this. So next to standalone components, the second biggest thing of Angular 14 is actually typed Angular forms. I think this is also going to be pretty helpful. Now, I had some issues with this. Maybe can we just copy that code? We sort of can. Let's do this. Let's copy this over to our source here. Come on. And we need the form group. Also, to the regular viewers of this channel, do you notice anything with my editor? Do you notice something? Yes, this is actually a different color theme I use. After years of using OneDark Pro, I actually switched this week to, I don't know, I think the community material theme, Pale Night High Contrast. I don't know why, but I feel like it looks good. I don't know what you think about it. So yeah, let's try this example, and then we should copy this and see if this actually works. So remaining lives is declared, but its value is now read. Okay, it's now reassigned use cons. Okay, this is not really a problem, but this property substring does not exist on type number. This is the interesting part right here, because lives, as we can see it here, is a form control with a number, and Angular now recognizes this. Let's make this const, so it stops about this at least, and recognizes that you can't call substring on a number, and this is pretty cool. But what I've found so far is that if I want to do this with a form builder, it didn't really work as expected. So if I'm picking the form builder instead and just doing this with a cat and using this.formbuilder.group, and then I just use something like lives 9. Well, it still complains. No. Now again, so it doesn't exist on numbers. Okay. So for some reason he picks it up. Well, that's cool, because this is definitely a feature I was looking for. I always had problems with form groups and not having strong types in there. So type forms will make our life at least a tiny bit easier. You can still use untyped form group if you want to, but yeah, why would you type untyped form group if you can have a type form? Like, that's intentionally not using TypeScript features if you could. At the same time, I still think that Angular forms are like such a pain sometimes, especially if you want to work with form array groups and stuff like that. I've heard from other developers that said like, why do you make this so complicated? Like if you bring up a React form, it's so much easier. I don't completely understand why we made it that hard with Angular. Okay. Okay, what's going on? Only Brazil in South America speak Portuguese. Okay, good. I learned something again. So that means pretty much everyone else, Argentina and everyone speaking Spanish down there. That's cool. That's cool. Ray, Ionic 1 to 4 was a big learning curve. Yeah, it certainly was. Trying React now, but still love Angular. Yeah, that's pretty much my same state. I'm also trying React, but love Angular as well. Oh, what's going on? 75 active people watching? Holy, like, that's amazing. I need to upgrade my stream deck and get more buttons. Wow, I didn't expect this. Probably we're featured on the like YouTube homepage because nobody is dumb enough to stream on a Thursday afternoon. It's like super summer. Anyway, more features. We got the type forms, pretty cool. We got standalone components, very cool. And then we come to a few more smaller things like page title accessibility. So if we set up a routes array like this, we can now also supply a title. I think this should actually work in here. Yeah, title, my home. Like, I wonder when this would be displayed. I probably shouldn't mess up my code, and it could work. Should it? Okay, no form builder. Yeah, that's fine. Let me get rid of this. Actually, funny it worked in the first place. Yeah, it actually shows up here. That's super cool. So right here, I can change the title to my app, and it will reflect up here. And we can even have function to with a template title strategy. This is probably overkill, but at the same time, it's also funny. So let's give it a try. Thanks for, I don't know what, following or a tip or something. I just heard the sound, so I'm very thankful. So what we can do right here, can we do this right in here? I don't know, this feels strange. Let's give it a try. Let's add all the imports, router state snapshot. There we go, my app title, cool home, export class, and then we should probably add this to the array of providers here. And let's see if this still works. No, of course not. Because we messed up something, unexpected keyword or identifier. At which place? At which place? Injectable ng module class. Because we got export in there? No. Everything was fine until like a minute ago. What's wrong with you now? I think we need another of this. Yeah, that looks much better. So we got, can you see this? This is so, I would really need a desktop lens at this point. Can we just make, no, of course we can't. So if you would zoom in, oh, can I, there should be something like digital color meter. Can this work? You can read it. My, like the worst desktop lens I've ever used. My app dash cool home. So hope you can trust me now. It definitely does work. So if anyone knows if there's like a desktop lens for macOS, please let me know. As you can see, I'm struggling here really making it work. All right, besides that, what do we got as well? Like, this title is pretty cool. Accessibility, yes. Extended developer diagnostics, that's also quite cool. So if you now do something wrong, like putting not the banana in the box, but putting something else in the box, like let's declare a variable foo, whatever. And then we're gonna use ng model to connect it to foo. Actually, ng model doesn't work on the diff, I think, so we should probably put this on input. Can we just add an ion input and then do it like this? So then we will get diagnostics here. I don't know, it doesn't look great, but at some point it should say here, in the two-way binding syntax, the parentheses should be inside the brackets, e.g. ng model foo. Find more, add Gaia two-way binding. So this is pretty cool in terms of extended developer diagnostics. And yeah, no, this is not just for the banana in the box. It's also for a bunch of other things. There will be code like knowledge coalescing and stuff like that. So really looking forward to using all of these things. Actually, it makes life a lot easier. I think I haven't upgraded my apps to Angular 14 yet. Definitely should do this pretty soon. Delicious coffee. All right. What do we got as well? Support for TypeScript 4.7. That's always great. Always moving forward. Bind to protected component members. Yeah, well, why not? It's cool. Optional injectors in embedded views. Well, that's kind of leaving the territory that I'm usually in. But I think if you use the view container reference and create embedded view, then this might come in helpful or not. But I'm pretty sure it will be helpful because otherwise they wouldn't have developed it. And now something closed, and I always feel like when something closes on my Mac dock, I always feel that something went wrong. By the way, a very serious question that we quickly need to answer. Are you displaying the dock on your Mac? Like I had a discussion with Simon from our pod the other day, who's not displaying anything, like no dock at all. Not even, I don't think he's even like hiding it, he's just not displaying it at all. Are you displaying the dock? I love those icons. Like I think I turned off the animation, so normally it shows this fancy animation where the icons become bigger. I did turn off that part, but we definitely need that dock. Like I got all my icons, I can immediately click and switch to them. Who's not using the dock? What's wrong with you, Simon? Are you in here? I don't think so. Sorry about that, but we definitely need to use the dock. Oh, there's a new sale for Ionic Blocks. Ooh, more seeds gone. What's a Ionic block? Asks Whisper Suki. And what's Ionic? If you haven't heard this, today I released a project called Ionic Blocks. Maybe you joined late to the stream. You can find it here. The domain is very simple, ionicblocks.com. Still, actually, I just saw there was 79 of 100 seats left. Yeah, that's more realistic. So you can check it out. It's a great project, and I'd love to get your feedback and support with that project. Okay, back to our Angular 14 updates, because I also wanted to show you something else. So much planned for today, and I just want to have a little hour with you because it's way too hot in here. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed on either Twitch and YouTube no, I won't. I won't undress my shirt. Although I'm wearing something else below, but still not taking any chances to get like a complaint from Twitch or YouTube either. ng model on push reflected in the UI for on push components. Okay, that's also great. It's always great when a top issue is finally fixed within Angular. Build in primitives and tooling. That's also very cool, because I think just like yesterday or so, I did release a video this week, right? Let me check. Yeah, no, that wasn't yesterday. No, it was. Like at some point I released some kind of Angular video. Yeah, Angular, yeah, it was like yesterday. Angular Material Mobile App UI. Oh, 1 day ago, 1.7k views. That's pretty amazing. Like, you seem to really love that. So in this video, I was using exactly what she's describing here, the CDK menu, or at least I think I did use it. 26 comment in the first day. Like, this is really taking off. Holy moly. And what's interesting about my videos, probably, maybe, I don't know, you can fix this right now. 75% of people watching my videos are not even subscribed to the channel. That makes me so sad. Like, if I had 3 times the amount of subscribers, I would have already crossed 100k. And now I'm sitting still below 50k. That's such a pity. Like 75% of the people. Crazy. But I really enjoyed using Angular CDK, and if you enjoyed this, I'll definitely do more about Angular Material, because I tried out the menu and a few things, and I think it's pretty cool. So we could do something about drag and drop or other components here. There's a lot more in here to explore, and we could actually build a cool mobile app just with Angular and Angular Material and Capacitor. If this sounds interesting, please put a, I don't know, thumbs up or +1 in the chat. And let me know if you're interested in this. And also, this is gonna show me now how much delay the stream actually has. I think it just has a few seconds delay today, which is pretty cool. So let's check. Yeah, Chuck's on board. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna keep monitoring this. At least one. I will just create the video for you, Chuck, if nobody wants it. I like it. I'll do it. No worries. Okay, now we're 3. 3's a good. 4, yeah, okay. And also a random message. Like, what is this? Is this a subscribe? Can somebody please explain streaming to me? Yes, a lot of +1. Okay, this is gonna go directly. Thanks for subscribing, or what the? I guess it's a subscription. Let me just think there. Let's check the Twitch chat. Probably there's something. Nope, nothing. So most likely it's either a Twitch subscriber or a YouTube subscriber. I'm gonna definitely put this on my list, like more Angular Material tutorial with Capacitor. Actually, that's also a big focus I want to talk about, but let's quickly get through this. What's new as well? Well, yeah, test stuff with Angular 14, Angular CLI enhancements. This is one thing I definitely want to show you. We can do this in Visual Studio Code if we want to. So let's kill the live preview. Let's do this. So you can now install code completion. So if I just type ng and then hit tab, it will display this list here of things that I can do with the Angular CLI. I can, let's say I'm gonna ng serve, and it will automatically complete it. And if I now go ahead with the tab, I can even see the commands, the options that I can pass to ng serve, like SSL, verbose, using a different port, directly open. And this is a pretty amazing feature of the CLI. Like adding this, I think it was pretty hard. But adding code completion and stuff like that to the CLI, this is a super cool feature. So you can now just go ahead, ng, okay, I want to add or analytics or build, and then if you select something like generate, and then you click tab again. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, I just wanted to know what you can do with ng generate, please. Like previously it did show me the commands for ng serve. When I had ng serve, it did show me everything. Well, you can play around with it, you can learn a lot. It's like just having the documentation right here in your CLI. That's pretty cool. Angular DevTools is available offline and in Firefox. Yeah, I don't use Firefox. If you do, congratulations. You can now use it. Experimental builds, yeah, everything experimental is like, yeah, that's cool that it's here, but let us wait until it's really finished. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything here for the update. So it's nothing really critical, but it's a few cool updates, especially the 3 things we had in the beginning, like the standalone components, the type forms, and the title for accessibility of a path. I think that is gonna be pretty amazing. Okay, so let's do a little intersection here and check what's going on. We got a lot of +1, so I'm definitely gonna, at some point at least, make that Angular Material tutorial. Yeah, my content schedule is pretty packed right now. Hey, Mick to the Czech Republic, and it would be great if you create a video like sync local app settings, themes, accent to Firebase. Yeah, I think it's been a long time since I had a Firebase video. And in fact, I'll do, next thing I'm gonna do is a Superbase video. This will actually be a featured video, featured by Superbase. So it's gonna be a bit more extensive. Plan right now is to use the real-time functionalities of Superbase to build something like a Trello board with Angular or Ionic. I'm actually not 100% sure on which we agreed, if it was just Angular or Ionic. But yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to work on next time. But yeah, I should certainly do something about Firebase again. +1, yes. I don't know if you have delay or if you're just saying +1 for the Superbase stuff. Anyway, if you got any other questions, just drop them in the chat. As well, we had Angular 14 with the Ionic Blocks demo. Okay, I got 3 potential topics that we could talk about. You know what? We're actually talking about the most fun one of these. So let me put on my blue glasses here. So, first time in your life, amazing stuff. What exactly first time? Thanks for all, brother. Thanks, Luke. Okay, let's go back into it. Once again, if you haven't checked it out, ionicblocks.com. Today, early bird release. Get your seat. What I want to show you today, what I want to show you now is something completely different. If you can read this, you know what I've been up to lately. So I've read the Stack Overflow survey results and I watched a few videos, and it turns out, Svelte. Let's talk about Svelte. I thought this is just something for very cool people, but I figured a few things out with Svelte, and now most likely, yeah, it's not working. Yes. So, quick information: if you got problems with Node versions, there's really like nothing beats N. You just hit N, you select the installed Node version, and it immediately switches your Node.js version. And then you can run your scripts again if you have problems with Node versions anywhere. So what I did is I created a very epic first draft aesthetic version of my blog devdectic. It's of course a very trashy page, but I can actually switch between dark and light mode. That was very important to implement right in the beginning. But it's blazing fast. Like if I go to these pages, it is so fast. There's like a little transition between the pages. And well, there are like 300 open things that I still need to do. Now, why do I show you this? Because this is going to be a big focus for me the next time to rewrite my main blog. And at this point, I am pretty sure that I'm going to be using SvelteKit. So SvelteKit is to Svelte what Next.js is to React. I hope I didn't lose you on this one. Basically, with SvelteKit, you can bring up an application quite easily. We have a source folder here, and within that source folder, we can have different routes. So pretty much all of these files become one HTML file in the end. Because by default, I've enabled the static site generation of SvelteKit, which means if I check out the output somewhere here, yeah, we're gonna see the output for something like the about page. This is just HTML that is sent to the client. You can turn on server-side rendering easily, so you can switch between pre-rendering or server-side rendering, and it just works great. And what's cool about Svelte, or well, actually I'm not a super big fan of it, but it works pretty well in this case, is you just have everything on one page. So up here in my Svelte file, I have a script for JavaScript. In this case, it's actually for the module, so this is loaded on the server. It's like the get static props from Next.js. Then we have a script tag where I can use TypeScript and import stuff, like just like you use, and write your TypeScript things. And then that is followed by standard HTML down here. And if I wanted to, down here, I could also have some CSS. Do you have an example? No, maybe here. Nah, no example. I set this up quite nicely. So it's a single file approach, which you also, I think, have with Vue.js. You can like this or not like it. I think Josh Moroney just had a video that he's also switching to this single file approach with Angular. So you can set this up with Angular as well if you want to have something like this. I still don't know if I like it or not, but it certainly makes like the overview a lot easier. Then with Svelte, you can have an API here, which pretty much just defines cloud functions. So I could now just call my URL/API/post.json. That would return me the JSON data that I've defined in here. Or actually what I'm doing here is some logic to iterate the markdown files of my blog. So in the future, I'm going to write all posts, hopefully in markdown, and everything will be a static page. So this is pretty interesting stuff. Of course, the page looks horrible at this point, but it's so blazing fast and it really feels very refreshing to use something like this. I don't know if this is better than Next.js. So initially I wanted to build the static version of my blog with Next.js just to get into React a bit more. But so far I really enjoy Svelte. So at the core, what Svelte does is, can we open this? SvelteKit. I usually can't describe it as well as they do. Fastest way to build Svelte apps. So SvelteKit is just for Svelte. If you want to learn Svelte, they call it cybernetically enhanced web apps. I always wasn't sure about this and thought it was something really fancy, but in fact, it's actually not that fancy. They just use a different approach. They use Vite under the hood, which is super, super fast. So if I make any changes in my code here, the rebuild is that fast. Like, can we check this out? Probably side by side. I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna call this start test. I'm gonna save. It's like immediately here. And so decreasing the build time, this is really, it just feels good to work with the Svelte. Chuck asking Svelte over Angular. I don't know, most likely at this point, not yet. But if you check out the results from the Stack Overflow survey, let's go to the technology part. You're gonna see for most loved, where do you find Svelte? So here we go, web frameworks and technologies. Now I need to research again, right? Svelte. No, that's different. This is how many people are already using Svelte. So this is 4.5%, but this is very interesting. So among the frameworks that are most loved, Phoenix is number one. I think Phoenix is using Elixir under the hood. And number two is Svelte. So people really, really love using Svelte. And they also love Dino, for which we yesterday saw a new framework. More JavaScript frameworks, yay! But really people seem to love Svelte a lot. Just want to put this point in here. So what you can do with Svelte, the chat is asking this. Svelte, well, it's pretty much, I think I read an interesting post that said like use something as React for single page applications that have a lot of back and forth between a server, you're making a lot of API calls, and use something like SvelteKit or Next for something that needs to be really fast and have great SEO. Because we all know with SPAs, we have a big issue with SEO. So if you're just implementing like an inside area for your membership or your application, well, Google won't index those pages anyway. But if you're building anything that should rank well and high on Google, but should be fast and have good SEO, something that's pre-rendered is always better. It will always beat something like an SPA. So this is where Svelte shines. Can we just zoom into this as well? SvelteKit is a framework for building web applications of all sizes with beautiful development experience and flexible file system-based routing. I think file system-based routing is pretty much the standard or becoming the standard. Like with Next.js, I've seen this as well in my examples. I'm just waiting until Angular adds something like a file-based routing system. In fact, there was something with the Remix router working for Angular. I don't know. So yeah, it comes definitely. It's great for SEO. And yeah, the popularity of Svelte is definitely rising. So I can see it after trying out this little example here for myself. Just how you write those things, how you access the properties. I know my code looks horrible right now. It's a complete spaghetti code, and I've written this usually between 9 and 10 p.m. when the rest of the family was in bed, and I was just hacking together different tutorials and trying out things. But so far, what I've seen, I really enjoyed using Svelte and SvelteKit. And especially if you come from Angular or anything with JavaScript, all of the things you do with Svelte are pretty easy. So I'm pretty sure you can very soon expect a Svelte with capacitor mobile application tutorial. All right, what's going on with the early bird seats? Did all of you check out Ionic Blocks and get your license? I don't think so, because otherwise we wouldn't be at 79. But anyway, let me see what's going on in the chat. I'd rather have my styling, logic, and view in separate files, Henry. Yeah, that's a philosophical question. I was like that as well, but then I used Svelte and felt like, it's actually not too bad. I haven't completely decided if I like it or don't like it, to be honest. Yeah, such a pain by reading each file with those red indicators. I don't know if this was about my stuff. Yeah, most likely because I did everything wrong. 12 few hours, wasn't sure what kind of apps websites are best suited for it. Yeah, I think content heavy websites with SEO are really great. So in my case, my blog I think is a perfect example. My blog doesn't do anything interactive at this point. And I might even have the future vision to bring my blog and the Ionic Academy together. And transform everything into a static page, because I'm pretty sure it can work. And yeah, so it's important for me. This is like the right tool right now. So either SvelteKit or Next.js. The SvelteKit or Svelte community is of course not that big as React yet. On the other hand, it gets a lot of feedback, a lot of love right now. So I'm really torn between Next.js and SvelteKit for my blog. I love that Simon is experimenting with new libraries like React and Svelte. Yeah, it is also fun for me. Like, this is one of my strengths I discovered. I just like to try out new things, whether it's stuff like Supabase, Firebase, or AppWrite, and frameworks like SvelteKit. So you're going to see a lot of different topics probably in the next time on the blog, on the channel. Like, you will, of course, see a lot of things about Ionic, Ionic React, Ionic Angular, but I'll also bring in new other topics. Like, I'll probably create something about my experience with SvelteKit. I'll do something about building a mobile app with Svelte and Capacitor. I plan to do something about mobile app with Next.js and Capacitor. So we're gonna see some pretty interesting things in the next time, I think. Chuck, never heard of the 3. Yeah. You know, if I check out the Stack Overflow survey, like, there's so many things. I have heard about Rust and Elixir and Clojure, but then we have Julia and a lot of these things like data science, functional programming, and you can't know everything. Like, maybe we're gonna go through a bit more of this next time, but of course also check out tomorrow's pod, or the Code podcast, where we're gonna talk about at least the most popular technologies and what Simon and I think about this. Phoenix is very nice with Elixir, great language that uses the Beam VM Erlang. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is amazing, Bill. It's just that it's completely a different stack. Like, there are 3 words in here, actually 4, which is Phoenix, Elixir, Beam VM, and Erlang. And I haven't used one of them. So if I want to get into this, like, there's such a big barrier to enter this. I'd rather get into something that's at least closely related to JavaScript here, like SvelteKit, probably a bit more Node.js stuff in the future. But I like that you can rewind cancel animations in Svelte. I haven't been that far, Henry, but if you say so, I'm pretty sure it's good. They also have this nice, like, if you notice this, there's a nice transition between the page. I also had like a loading up here, but I thought that was too much. But That's pretty nice that you can define this, like it's right here defined around my main slot in my layout file. Like I can do this probably maybe even in 100 milliseconds. I feel like 150 is a bit too much. I'm gonna save this. Don't want to have. Well, that's quite fast. But anyway, it feels good. Quite cool. Okay. Love to talk with you about blind developing. Yeah, that would certainly be interesting. I have no idea how this works. And also I have no idea how I could bring in like guests in the stream. I don't know if I could just hop onto a Google Hangout with someone. I'm certainly gonna try this the other day. So then we maybe have someone live in here as well next time. Okay, so yeah, there we got it. The one who's almost always leaving the first heart on my videos, says one. Congratulations on your project. Hope it goes very well. I do hope as well. It's always a very exciting day, you know this.
Super excited.
Whenever I bring out something, and especially because this is like the first project this year. Geronimo, yes, you can use Angular 14 with Ionic. Just be careful, you can't use standalone components yet. We talked about this earlier in the stream. And there's an open issue on GitHub, so unless this is fixed, you can't use Angular 14 standalone components. But as I've also shown, like in my example, there is the default Ionic template is already updated to Angular 14. If you check out the package.json when you set up a new project, come on, where is it? Then it already says Angular 14 all the time, so easily usable. Ray, I'm going to try Svelte. Yes, I would just give it an evening. Go through the SvelteKit. Look for, there were cool tutorials about building like a blog based on markdown files or MDX files. Stuff like that is pretty interesting. And you'll also find that a lot of big names in the JavaScript industry are focusing a bit on SvelteKit. Like I've seen Scott Tolinsky talk about it. So Scott Tolinsky from Level Up Tutorials. He had, I think, like a few videos lately about SvelteKit as well. And then also, of course, Fireship, Jeff Delaney talked about this with the F-Kit stack with Firebase and SvelteKit. Funny name. And of course, first look at Fresh, the new Deno framework, because apparently we needed another framework. So, I think that's it for today. I just want to, last time, show you Ionic Blocks. If you want to check it out, you could do it now after the video again, putting the link last time here into the chat. And then I think we're gonna close this because I don't want to bore you for more than an hour. Yeah, I know gamers do like 6-hour live streams, but we talk about so many things in here and you certainly all got some work to do. So we're gonna keep it to probably an hour per week, a bit longer, every Thursday afternoon. And I highly enjoyed today's stream, especially since we had a new peak of people in the stream. I think we got, the highest number today was 79. Which means we got a new goal for the next time, 80 people in the stream. I actually don't know why we got so many this time. Like last time we had just 30, around 30-ish, and today we got close to 80. But it's been a blast. I really enjoyed this. So thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for checking out Ionic Blocks. I hope you enjoyed this today. Let me one last time press this cool button, because I'm so happy that this button works, and I'm gonna put many more things on my stream deck for the next time. So, hey Liz, you're a bit late, like an hour late, but you can still watch the replay. Weekly stream sounds good. Yeah, you need to get up earlier, Liz. We have been chatting before, like, have you slept for like 3 hours and then you came back? Are you doing like the Uberman way and just sleep half an hour every 5 hours or something like this? Can you please post your Twitch name? Yes, of course I can. There we go. Here is the Twitch name as well. Just putting it in here. Twitch. Oh, come on. I'm also getting better with the technology stuff in here. But I feel like I need another view. Like I have my MacBook is my external monitor, but I have like 6 things on it, so I don't really see anything at all. I really need another monitor at the top, or that would be like a nice streaming layout. Anyway, sleep deprived. You can watch this when you go to bed later tonight, so you have a nice something to go to bed. Hey to Toronto, Portugal, speak Portuguese. Yes, that is true. I don't know if I said anything. No, I said Argentina speaking Spanish. I didn't say anything about Portugal. Thanks for subscribing, everyone. Good day from Australia. I can't fake an Australian accent. So I hope I see all of you next time in the next chat. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because 75% are not subscribed. Check out Ionic Blocks. Check out the Ionic Academy, of course. If you're not yet a member, go check it out. And I'll certainly catch you actually tomorrow, because it's the end of the month. So I'm not gonna heat off and record my monthly review either today or tomorrow. And if you got any questions, just ping me on Twitter. And I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I will certainly catch you next time. So until then, happy coding.